Okay. Say your first name, last name, age, and where you're from.
I'm Adam Spencer. I'm 19 and I'm from Lake Oswego, Oregon.
So, in your opinion, why are people sometimes violent? In which situations?
People are usually violent in situations that they don't fully have a grasp on, and they want to show that they have some power in that situation. And like, the reason they do is just mainly just so they have a control on the situation, because people don't like when they don't have control over stuff. So it's really just their way of showing that they have a hand on the wheel, even if it's like not a, I guess, a good hand on the wheel.
Could you give me some examples of violence that has occurred in your country?
I mean, there's a lot of protests that turn to riots, or just riots to start off, or even just like bullying in high school. Just it's really everywhere, and it's violence is really, it could be like physical violence or like even verbal violence. If you talk about harassment, and even it gets to sexual harassment, and but yeah, it's really everywhere, and it's been happening a lot in these past like 5-10 years, really, because honestly, just like the political standpoints of people are just being so spread apart that everyone's just trying to make it so they're right and everyone else is wrong, when in reality that like there can be a middle point. But yeah, then in like bullying in high school, it's again people just like not having control in situations, but they show that they have control by like trying to put other people down so it looks like they're higher up.
Do you ever feel like being violent? Why or why not?
Yeah, I sometimes find myself thinking I want to be violent or anything. Again, because sometimes I don't understand a situation and I want to like show that I have that control. But other times, like I've been in a few like actual fights before, and it's sometimes sparked by the other person. I think once or twice in elementary school, it's actually sparked me for stupid reasons. But yeah, it's usually sometimes it's like self-defense. Defense was when you have to be violent, but like that's not really you like sparking the violence. It's necessary for like self-preservation.
In your opinion, can we resolve conflict with negotiation, or is it necessary to resort to violence?
Well, yeah, most conflicts can be solved with negotiation, but sometimes the people that you're trying to negotiate with are either one, don't understand completely what you're coming from, or two, just are too like arrogant to actually see different viewpoints. So sometimes it's necessary to resort to violence when negotiations can't actually work.
What is done to encourage peace in your community, and what do you think about it?
In my community, we have a lot of different like families, kind of like with the high school, the Pacer family. Everyone like sees each other as like a brother or sister, just like everybody's friends with each other. But like just in the cities in general, I see a lot of community events of people coming together, like Locella, where everyone comes in with music, and that's all it is. Everyone just comes with music. No one's thinking about anything else, and it's a lot of ways that the community just comes together. And there's a lot of different groups that do it. Like I was part of the Youth Action Council for Lake Oswego, and we had a few events. We had a breakfast with Santa Claus earlier this year during winter time, and that's just had a bunch of parents and their kids come in, and everyone was able to like talk, eat, and meet with Santa, and it was just really nice. But yeah, like stuff like that, it's really brings people together.
What would you suggest to encourage peace between people?
Peace between people, it's honestly just being open for understanding, because if you close yourself off to everything, then there's really no way to fully understand what someone else is coming from, and that can spark conflict or even violence in some rare cases. But yeah, if you want to have peace with other people, you have to be able to understand what they're coming from and be able to actually adapt if like it's something changing in your environment.
If we start with the idea that in order to create world peace, you must first be at peace with yourself, then what do you do to be at peace with yourself?
I usually don't try to like bring up any controversial topics at the time. Like in these past few, like 2-3 years, it's been like politics is like a big thing. You're either on this side or that side, and I've tried to stay away from that. But there are times where it's just it like comes to me instead of I just bring it up, and I have to work with that. But if I am able to do like stay away from that, then it like keeps me kind of grounded. It's like I'm neutral ground, and it makes it so like there's nothing really in me that's conflicted. Like, yeah, I have my opinions on those topics, but if I'm set on them and like I don't like argue or anything, and I don't really like fight anyone about it, then I can be content with that, and that's just keeps me basically like that self like peace in myself. And other times it's just doing the things that I like doing. Like I play a lot of video games because I find joy in it. I sometimes read just to like go to a different place when I'm feeling down or mad or something. I pick up a book or like read a newspaper, and it just really keeps me like away from that violent phase. It keeps me peaceful, basically.
Would you like to add anything?
Honestly, just like the golden rule, treat others like you want to be treated. But then also there's a like a kind of a step above that. It's like kind of not just treating people, but just the way you act in general. That kind of shows how you are as a person. Like it doesn't have to be around people, but like if you're by yourself next to a tree, like say you're smoking or something, if you throw that on the ground and stuff, you're not like and kind of just like killing the tree. That's like not a great thing as a person. But if you like go away, you put it out regularly and make sure it doesn't like affect anyone, that would be much better. But like even just around your community, if you like recycle, if you clean up around the house just regularly, that's not just like with people, that's how you act, and that shows that like you're able to like work for, I guess, goodness or peace or whatever, if you want to think of it like that. But yeah, that really how you act around people and just like without people, that really shows what you are and who you are.
Great. Well, thank you very much.